Good evening, everybody. So tonight we're back with another video. The place is called the Dunning Insane Asylum. It is located at West Irving Park Road in Chicago, Illinois. So the Dunning Insane Asylum was established in the year of 1851. The Dunning Insane Asylum also sat on 320 acres of land. It had, so I couldn't specifically get the number of patients it actually had in the hospital. But however, when I did do my research, I did find out that they had 38,000 people documented to be buried in the asylum cemetery, which that cemetery spreaded 5 acres of land out of that 320 acres of land. So it's a nice, it's a pretty big cemetery. So the Dunning Insane Asylum was made for the mentally ill and sick. The Dunning Insane Asylum was known for overcrowding, scandals, and deplorable conditions. Filthy, cold, reported to be more like a prison rather than a hospital. I would not want a family member of mine to ever have been in this hospital. It's crazy. Known for overcrowding, scandals. So that means they were playing games, and deplorable conditions, which is horrible and terrible conditions. Filthy and cold. Yeah, no. That's, wow. The Dunning Insane Asylum was so poor that it became a common threat for parents to send their kids to Dunning Asylum. So the conditions were so bad at this insane asylum that the parents that needed to send their kids to this insane asylum, because it may have probably been the closest area to, where they lived at, in their nearest town or something like that. But to want to rethink that whole thing, to be like, oh, okay, well, we're not going to send them to the closest one where our house is, just because it's filthy and it's cold, and it just was a nasty place. Just hearing the information, it was a nasty place. It wasn't some place that you would even want to go. If you had a family member in there, you wouldn't want to even go to visit. Man, I have no words. So guys, carrying on, in the year of 1989, human remains were found during construction of the Dunning Square Shopping Center, showing the Heading Cemetery. So they found this cemetery as they were constructing in 1989. That's how the cemetery even came about. They were digging the foundation for their shopping center, and as they're digging the foundation out, they run into a bunch of bones and different stuff like that. Yeah, that's a crazy discovery, especially being a construction worker. Okay, the Dunning Insane Asylum was eventually taken over by the state in the early 20th centuries, becoming the Chicago State Hospital. By the year of 1910, the state had fully abandoned the asylum style, moved more towards a hospital-like vibe. So the year of 1910, they moved towards more of a hospital-style environment, instead of a cold, filthy, inhumane kind of conditions, of a hospital. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's, some of this stuff I be reading, it really sometimes blows my mind, because it just be like, knowing that people, family members went through this and they had to live like this. You know what I'm saying? And think about the times where if we came and visited a family member, but when we leave, all the things that they went through that we didn't know, that nobody knew back then. And just to have a thought like that is like, that's wild. But anyway, guys, this wraps up this video. I got more on the way for sure. My name is Chris. I'm rocking with y'all. Y'all rocking with me. Peace.